Hello and welcome back to our 11th episode of the Labyrinth of Thieves campaign. We are your hosts and storytellers here from Wanderlustdnd, ready to dive into tonight's escapades. We will be down Gizmo this evening, but he will be sure to join us in the next session. So, last time, we had a few technical difficulties, so be sure to check out our written recap on the first half of last week's episode on our socials, as the recording did not catch our voices. But last time, Fenris found herself in a strange and terrifying dream at the beginning of the episode with the entity she has been growing closer and closer with, while the rest of you tried to find some semblance of rest. In the morning, after Revenant handed out some of his quote-unquote found goods to the party, Fenris confronted him about his whereabouts, stirring up a bit of tension amongst you all. You decided to part ways for the time being, Caché and Revenant heading to the debriefing at the military academy, while Fenris, Gizmo, and Al headed to the West Repair Yard. Caché and Revenant grew closer, Rev revealing some hidden secrets of their shared connection with shadows before Caché was called away to defend her actions taken aboard the Silver Countess. Before leaving the academy, the pair snuck into Lieutenant Arrow's office and found information Rev has been needing, and interesting notes about the lieutenant's sudden disappearance. On the other side of the city, Fenris, Gizmo, and Al visited the yard, being quite overcome with the awesomeness of the peacekeepers that were being repaired and all the technology that surrounded them. However, it wasn't long before Fenris figured something wasn't quite right and dispelled a thread she saw attached to one of the workers, who crumpled to the floor and started screaming, tearing at the Clockwork prosthetic arm on her. We ended with Caché and Rev making their way back through town, and Fenris and Gizmo and Al apparently kidnapping workers from the West Repair Yard. So we fade back
rescuing.
Sure.
Also, only one worker, not workers.
I'm glad that you guys are...
Was it kidnapping, arrest, or arresting? Because they do have a note from the constabulary that says that they can do that.
Well, that's true, yeah.
That is big brain energy. Alright. But we are going to...
We're definitely in control.
I'm going to get you guys to the map, hopefully. Please don't crash on me, PC. Just do what I'm asking you to do. Alright. We should all be over there soon.
Hey.
Perfect. So, tonight we are going to fade back in first with Caché and Revenant. The two of you step out of the military academy into a gorgeous, bright, sunny day. There's barely a cloud in the sky, warm, radiating down on you. A glorious mid-morning. If only the pair of you weren't, I don't know, made of shadows. Both of you need to make Constitution saves for me, please.
As soon as I'm doing this, after that I am putting on my helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm immediately pulling my hood and cloak and all that closer. 15.
15. All right, Revenant, you managed to pull the hood up and kind of, tuck in a bit there, and you feel the heat, you feel the warmth of the sun above you, but you're able to kind of shake it off. Caché, you do take 1 point of radiant damage, as you don't quite get the helmet on fast enough.
Missed the latch and was too frustrated and
anxious, and you kind of step out, and it's blinding as you step out. But you are both outside the military academy. Where are you headed?
I don't know about you, but I am getting out of this uniform. I've had enough of it for one day.
Sounds good. I would like to make a stop before we meet up with the rest at the library.
Yeah, where do you want to go?
There's a garden nearby, I believe.
Do I know the garden that you might be talking about?
You mean, there are quite a few gardens throughout the city, but there is one in particular that's quite large. You would know as Briswell Gardens.
I mean, Briswell Gardens.
So yes, so to give you kind of an idea of where you guys are, where you guys are kind of thinking of heading, Caché's house is literally right across the road from the military academy, and then if you continue south down that main road from Caché's house, you will hit Briswell Gardens, and then from there on, there's other places to go. So, do you want to stop at Caché's house first to change?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Especially when I'm going into a public garden.
Okay. All right. So, for expedience sake, I say you guys easily make it back to the house. Caché, you can change into your streetwear, and I don't know if you lock your house on your way out, but you, yeah.
I will lock the house.
All right.
After making sure I hide the lingerie I received last session.
Stuff it into the back of a cupboard or cabinet. Stare at the statue for a moment. Yeah, I know, I get it. Brilliant. Okay, so then easily done. Probably about a 20-minute walk or so. You head south. It's not a main road. You actually are.
While we're making that walk, and me and Caché are just like chatting away and all that kind of stuff, I'm just gonna be dipping pockets of people as we're walking past them.
Fantastic. All right. Make me some sleight of hand checks, like 3 of them.
3. Okay.
You just like all the outrageous shit that I give you.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I got a 5 plus 11 is a 16,
Okay.
a natural 20, and a natural 1.
Wow.
Okay, so I see one of them.
All right. All right.
You found a soiled handkerchief.
Yeek. Interesting. Okay. All right.
Very soiled.
A natural 1. What is the total then?
On my natural 1, it's 12.
Okay. 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 So you both are walking the streets. Kind of, I'm assuming kind of like ducking under like almost awnings to just kind of keep out of the direct blazing sunlight. But you do begin to see the kind of displaced gardens in the middle of this city. You know, it's very industrialized. It's very built up in this area, and then it just kind of opens out into just this luscious looking garden that has greenhouses and tall standing trees. It's like stepping into almost a different world, but still in the city. And Revenant, you get, let me see here. Where am I? Oh, there it is. You managed to grab, in this particular part of the city, 60 silver and 6 gold. And then let me just grab... Alright. I need to just get a table. I need to literally just make a table now at this point. And just roll on what the hell you get. I will get back to you, if that's alright.
Yeah.
On one of those. But as you are, so you manage to slip your hands into one of the pockets, and one of them actually that you do go for is actually a side satchel of a very tall, elegant looking woman. She is currently shaved head, but is just a very broad-shouldered looking, almost like warrior-esque, but she just has this little side satchel, and you reach your hand in and pull out an item and stuff it into your pocket. You don't even look at it, and then continue on. And as you're kind of just keeping an eye out but chatting to Caché, and Caché, roll me a perception check while this is going on.
$13.
13. Okay. As you are speaking to Revenant, something catches your eye, glint a flash, and you glance over and you watch as Revenant just even staring right at you, keeping complete with his mask and everything. You can just see that he's making like connection with you. You watch him as he reaches his hand straight into somebody's pocket and gets stuck. And as you try to Revenant, as you try to pull your hand away, the whole garment starts to come with you. You have just a few seconds. What are you doing?
Can I feel is my hand stuck on something, or is it just like I've literally just got caught in their outfit?
It seems as if the pocket was a bit tight when you wedged your hand inside, and it's like caught on some of your armor and your light leather armor. It's kind of like it's that kind of material that has like small little holes in it, so it's just gotten all caught around your what are these called? Not gauntlets. Wow, what are the pieces of armor that go on your wrists?
Bracers.
Yeah, but there's
bracers.
There's a different word for it, but we'll say bracers for now. Get kind of like caught on it, and you're pulling, and the person is starting to kind of turn and look.
As I see this, I will touch the person and just go, "Look over there!" as I cast suggestion.
Look over there! Alright, what's their save?
The sun is exploding again.
Wisdom.
16 wisdom. Absolutely not. Okay, so you kind of touch the shoulder of this kind of older looking kind of elven man who kind of what and looks with you. What are you pointing at?
I am just kind of pointing at kind of just a weird looking, like if I can find just like the weirdest looking individual, just like, what's that? You know, like just whatever the weirdest one is, I don't care.
Just give me a moment. And he kind of moves to the side and pulls out some half moon spectacles and puts it on his nose and is trying to see what you're pointing at. Oh yes, I see it there. Revenant, make me a dexterity. No, sleight of hand. See how well you get out of this. With advantage.
That is with advantage. Okay. It's a 16 plus 11, 27.
27. All right. So with this kind of shimmying of this elf's robes and putting on the spectacles, you manage to just kind of pull, like pulling a cloth under a bunch of glasses on a table. You're just whoop, real fast, and a bunch of the fabric comes with you and kind of exposes parts of the side of the elf, but he does not notice at all. He is distracted by what's going on, but you've freed yourself, and you also find that your hand inside has been stuck on 2 scrolls.
Okay.
So, but
Okay,
there is a elderly elvish man that is exposing some bits because you've ripped off part of his clothing.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the scrolls. I'm gonna stick them in my bag,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna continue the way we were walking. I'm just gonna roll up the bits of fabric that I have, and I'm just gonna hand them to somebody as I'm walking past them.
It's just like you just randomly just hand it to someone as you're walking.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Can I do something?
Of course.
As he steps away, I'm going to grab him and cast Dimension Door as we slide into the shadow and just appear at a street that I know closer to the thing.
Oh, amazing. Okay, so Revenant, question though. Are you willing?
Yes. I feel like I wouldn't actually know what's happening,
Okay.
so I'm not 100% certain that Revenant would just go with it.
He would or he wouldn't?
I don't think he'd just go with it without any explanation.
Okay. So, if you are saying that you are not willing, Caché, you do this. You turn immediately, grasp onto his shoulder, and Dimension Door, and Revenant's a weird feeling. You feel Caché's hand, and then gone. Caché, you appear. I think, what is it? How many feet?
I'm just. It can be anywhere between 500 feet, so I'm just getting closer. I was getting like a couple of streets away that I know there's a secluded place from the from the park is where I was going for.
Perfect. Okay. So you do this and you kind of appear further into the park. Revenant, you are currently alone. The old man's kind of looking the other direction, going, "What's going on?" Not looking at you right now.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose I'll just continue on, wondering to myself where Caché's gone, and see what I hand the fabric off and just kind of like talk to Fran and be like, that was strange.
You see,
Where do you think Caché's gone?
kind of like ahead of you, you see this kind of like of shadow appear by
And me just being like,
the gardens.
like my hands up in the air, just being like, "What? Come on, man!" From a distance.
Oh.
When I was seeing Caché appearing, I'll run to where they are.
Okay, you do so. You enter the gardens, and as you pass through, you see plants and trees from all around the world. Both of you are quite well traveled, and these gardens are kept at a very high standard, like stepping into a woodland in the middle of the city. The sounds of industry just seem to fall away, replaced with birds and water fountains. You can see meditation labyrinths, trees kind of swaying. You can see swings as well. People are have their shoes off, or their boots off, their feet in the grass and the dirt. It just looks like a nice, relaxing place within the city. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I will turn to Caché.
Okay.
And I will pull out the gun I found in Lieutenant Arrow's office and just show it to her. Like,
I have a look over the gun. Anything unusual?
Go ahead and make me a investigation check.
Do I get advantage because I know guns?
I'd say so, and you know military, so yeah, you get advantage.
Oh, natural orca!
Natural orca.
Just so everyone knows, I have a dice with orca on it. So that you know. So that's 22 total.
22 total. Okay. Yeah, it looks almost standard issue, just like yours. This is usually given to lieutenants and air colonels in the military. You do see as well that there seems to be 2 initials at the base of the kind of like the handle of the gun, but they do not match Lieutenant Arrow's like names. The initials are KC.
Did you get this from the office?
yes, I found it in a hidden drawer in Lieutenant Arrow's desk.
This isn't his. Look at the initials. Do I recognize the initials by any chance? It's standard issue. Maybe I might know. Or...
I would say even with a natural 20, I wouldn't say you recognize, like, nobody pops to mind immediately.
Okay.
As someone you might know. But you would say with the natural 20, a lot of times parents hand down weapons, or old air colonels hand down weapons. It can sometimes be like something that was ceremoniously gifted to
I get you.
member.
Well, I'll explain that to Revenant.
Okay.
Is it of use to you?
Is it the exact same as mine? You said.
I mean, it's a little bit of an older model, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those kind of weapons that are usually given to the ranking officers for like protection, you know, during their time of service. So.
Well,
You're
I got 2 hands, so.
Yes. And I believe I gave you strange things you shoot out of these.
I do. There's just lovely bullets. I now see exactly how you got that. It's be the situation I tried to get us out of. You didn't want to come with me, though.
Next time you want to use a magic portal, you should probably let me know.
You should probably let me know you're trying to steal. I am part of the military, after all.
That's why I did not let you know. plausible deniability and all that.
Yeah, that's why I tried to get a quick getaway.
Speaking of plausible deniability,
Yes.
I have an ulterior motive for coming here. I have to make a drop of some sensitive information to some not so above board people. You can feel free to wait in the gardens, or you can accompany me.
They're not rebels, are they?
No, they are not the Avasha Isles, if that's what you were worried about.
I've literally been told I'm fired if I'm seen with anyone, even if I'm trying to arrest them. So maybe I should. I'll stay close though, in case you need my help.
You had said you don't know much about Lieutenant Arrow. Do you know that he worked undercover?
I don't think I would.
Do you know that he's most likely dead?
No.
I found a pool of blood under his chair beside his desk that had been profusely cleaned, but me and Fran were able to figure out what it was.
Perhaps I should inform the military.
I think they know, as I said, someone had cleaned it and hidden.
Could have been the murderer.
I was in that academy with you. I don't think anybody was sneaking in, killing him, removing his body, taking the time to go back and clean the crime scene and escaping without being seen by anybody. I mean, I am good at sneaking, but I am not that good.
I've seen you be completely invisible.
This is true. I am that good.
Plus, don't get me wrong, that place can be a fortress, but if you've been there long enough, you know how to get in.
Speaking of being there long enough, you had quite an extensive career in the military.
I suppose that's one way of putting it.
Your records are much larger than Lieutenant Arrow's.
I, as you can see, was an air colonel, so we got more missions.
Yes. Do you know that most of your records are missing?
Redacted.
No, missing. Pages have been removed from your records.
That's quite interesting.
Mm.
I wonder what pages have been removed.
Unfortunately, I didn't get time to actually browse it myself, but...
Yeah, actually, whoa. That has just clicked in my brain. You were looking through my... When did you get a chance to do this? How did you get past the librarian?
I didn't have to get past her. I simply asked for her help. I can be very persuasive when I want to be, Caché.
She'd do anything if you said it was for me.
Mm-hmm. Your simple smile, gentle touch.
Sometimes I don't know how to take you, Revenant. Why are you so interested in me?
Because we're similar, you and I.
That's
Both
true.
suffer from this curse, but in very different ways.
True. When I soaked up your darkness, I felt how we were similar, but I also felt how we were different. There's a different motivation behind yours.
You claimed entity was chasing you, but 8
Did it?
years I have been like this, and I've not ever seen any entity.
We were created differently then. I think we've learned that there's more than one of these nightmares out there. Perhaps they have different ways.
It's a nightmare. Oh.
Ah, yes, you were downstairs when that was all being explained. Yeah, the one that they call greed. It's a nightmare.
Oh, you mean avarice?
Avarice,
Right.
that's the one.
Yes. Good old friend of mine.
Perhaps he is the one that changed you, and the hound me.
It would make sense as to why avarice keeps appearing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I have a feeling that your nightmare seems to be trying to kill you.
If it was trying to kill me, I'd be dead by now. I feel like torment is the word. I wouldn't be fun if I was dead.
Has it helped you escape death?
Now that you think about it, maybe. I was the only survivor. But I kind of say that under my breath. I can barely hear it.
I gotta just completely ignore. I'm assuming that I hear it, but I gotta ignore it and just continue on because that's what Rev does.
Yeah. Mental note.
You just go, yes.
Put a pin in it.
I had a few brushes with death myself that I seem to be excused from at the last moment.
And the other question is why they're keeping us alive. Why even create us in the first place.
I assume it's for their own amusement.
Well, if they could just work right off. I look over my shoulder.
Perception check. 16. Okay, glance over your shoulder. Nothing seems too out of the ordinary, but you do see that old elvish man still trying to figure out what's going on. Looking in the general direction that you said over there, because I believe suggestion lasts for like an hour.
Suggestion lasts up to concentration up to 8 hours.
Oh, cool. So are you still concentrating on it?
At the moment, yeah.
Cool. So he's still looking, like taking his glasses off and like rubbing it on his clothes, and his like half of his clothes are still exposing stuff, so he like rubs it, and the few families like grab their children and move away faster as he's still trying to like look at the whatever you were pointing at in the general direction. So yeah, that's what you see.
Seeing that, I do let go of the suggestion, but I pull Rev kind of out of his outline.
Okay, you do so.
So Rev will turn to Caché then, and like, I should probably go and drop off this information.
Okay. If I should stay close, at least within 100 feet. I can contact you by message if I think you need help.
Yes, that would be good. Although I usually am very good at getting out of situations I don't want to be in.
True. But maybe this time we could take the portal with me. We get
Yes.
quite a distance.
Now that I know what it is. But if you were portaling me, you must also portal Fran.
Fran kind
I
of
would
peeks out
assume so.
of your robes and kind of at you, Caché.
Yes, that's right, Fran. You won't forget about you.
Mentioned door, yeah. I think one willing creature. Ooh, Fran might have been left behind.
And a nice 5.5 foot drop.
Yes. Okay. I will kind of put myself in a position where I can be about 100 feet away, but also kind of have a good view of things.
Okay. So, Revenant, are you heading to the drop point?
Yep.
Cool. So, You remember that your contact gave you the details to go to Dresu Square, which is also known as the Plaza of Lights. It is pretty close to the gardens, so you, both of you kind of leave, heading kind of southeast? Yeah. Heading towards the square. It is one of the original market squares of the city, built really close to the Ocean Gate, which leads to the docks. It is built a bit more narrow than the Craftsman Square. There's a beautiful marble statue in the center, depicting a proud dragonborn warrior dressed in polished armor atop a mighty winged horse. So as you come into this square, you see loads of market stalls. Revenant, your attention's kind of drawn over behind you as you enter the square, as you see the massive golden towers of the Golden Spire. This is the holy temple and holy ground of Solander, the Morning Lord. Big ass temple. Caché, if you... sorry, just one last second. Caché,
no, go ahead.
As you are getting closer to the square, you do see the big statue in the center, the marble statue. You recognize this as a tribute to Umbral Firestealer, who is one of the original members of the Triarchy of Avasha. A kind of remembrance of sorts. She ruled Valencia, the Valencia territory. So, I think I have... Just make sure my CPU doesn't freak out. Yeah, there it is. It's a very colorful square. But, Revenant, you are now there. What would you like to do?
I'd look around to see if I can see anyone or anything I'm supposed to be looking for.
Perfect. I do believe your contact said you needed to look for the eye.
Yes.
Perfect. So, go ahead.
So yeah, I'll have to look around and see if I can see anything that looks like a gilded eye.
Perfect. Go ahead and make me a perception check. Or investigation. Actually, no. How are you looking? Are you just glancing around, or are you actually kind of like looking around, like going around looking under things, like getting really in depth, or are you just kind of glancing around?
I imagine it would be a quick look at first, but then if I don't see anything, I'd obviously go more
in depth. Perception check then.
The deep, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Perception 14.
14? Okay. Good to know. I will keep that in mind. As we move through this square, just a few streets down, we are going to switch over to the other three. Fenris, Gizmo, and Al. As you are leaving the West Repair Yard, with, the warehouse itself, with a young halfling woman. I do believe Gizmo is currently holding on to her, as she is still screaming and thrashing. What are the three of you doing?
Is anyone following us?
At the moment, no.
Okay, no one. They're all just still staring at us?
Yes. Intently.
I think that we should ask Caché what to do. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't know if it's a good idea to bring it to hospital. Also, I don't know where the hospitals are.
That's true. You can't see anything else wrong with them?
But they're clearly in quite a lot of distress.
Not her. Them.
She is like screaming at the top of her lungs and still clawing at the prosthetic arm that is taking up her left side.
Alright. Could you calm her down in any way?
Gizmo's just still like holding on to her.
Can still see like the foreman and the others. They're still staring at us.
Well, where are you? Are you guys still in the warehouse, or are you heading out of the warehouse?
I think we're backing out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're like probably heading towards. Say, I don't think it's a good idea to be bringing someone kicking and screaming into the Gemward. But.
No, we may also need to get some help.
Okay, so as you three are currently, I'm going to say you kind of moved out of the warehouse. The doors have closed behind you, unless you're keeping them open. But people are starting to stare. She is drawing attention to you. You see kind of a large group of workers. They look like they work in the iron mills. You spot two dwarves kind of looking at the three of you. And you actually see as a full-blooded orc is actually behind them with a massive like hammer, and they're kind of looking. They're just glancing over, seeing this woman kicking and screaming, and the three of you standing there. And you kind of watch as one of the dwarves, "Oi, what's going on there?" Begin to start making their
She
way
had an
towards you.
accident at the repair yard. We're trying to find help essentially.
Deception check.
I'll pass him. I'll show the letter that I have as
Yes, the present the
from the
forged
constable.
letter from the constable.
I just flash up the letter from the constable as I'm staring back.
Deception.
All right, and this is the one that Revenant made for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Revenant, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you have that addressed from the inspector? I think you did because you had the sign. Inspector Vinny?
Yeah, Inspector Vinny's signature and everything on the bottom of it.
Okay.
I don't want to give him time to actually get a good look at it. I'm just going to flash it up while looking back at the
Go ahead, Al.
repair yard.
That's a face.
6.
6? Alright.
6.
Okay.
It's kind of the truth.
It's kinda. We're pushing it a little bit. So the two dwarves and the orc kind of move towards you. As you flash the page, one of the dwarves kind of squints his eyes and then kind of goes. You just watch as his face turns to this like distaste and disgust as he realizes what you could potentially be. The other dwarf doesn't even care. He's looking straight at Al and then looking at Gizmo, who's holding this thrashing woman in his clockforged arms. And he's kind of like, I think something else is going on here. Don't much care if you're from... You don't look like a constable. You know, dressed like one or anything.
Well, no. We're here on behalf of the constable, as the letter clearly states. Now, I really would like if you could at least direct us to the hospital or to the infirmary, anywhere that would bring someone who's injured and clearly unwell.
Slowly reach for some of their tools, kind of backing up a little bit from you.
I'll put my hand on Al's shoulder and just say, I'm here working with the Starforge Guild. And
dwarves kind of look at each other and go, "Who the fuck is Starforge?"
Mercenary guild that does hire out. So I'm not a bad
fucking mercenary. They're getting more agitated now. But as you're saying this, Al, with Fenris's hand on one shoulder, you feel another hand on your opposite shoulder. As a slender figure kind of appears from around you.
Wait, you're not Gizmo?
Sloping shoulders, dressed in a dark, long overcoat. You see this individual flash a badge. None of you can quite see it from the angle that you're at. And you just hear, "It's just detective business. Good fellows, you can understand." The two dwarves kind of, "You don't look like no inspector." "Well, that's because I ain't. But I can assure you this disgruntled worker is in good hands." And the group of workers kind of seem a little bit uncertain, looking over all of you, look at the badge again, look at the newcomer, and kind of, all right,
as they're
and they kind of start to move away.
As they're looking, I'm just going to say, he's also in quite a bit of stress, so if you could help, good. If you can't, you have other business to do, I'm sure.
Pretty sure you can be quiet now, miss. They've gone already. See this individual turn around to you. When he does face the rest of you, you see kind of a stern expression, delicate elven features with protruding tusks from his bottom lip. He wears a simple vest, dark overcoat with a fedora on his head. If my CPU will allow it. You see, as this individual flashes his badge in front of you, Detective Dixon. And my office isn't far from here, unless you're confident that dodgy forgery will work against the actual constabulary. I suggest you come with me.
Well, considering you just got us out of quite a bit of a pickle, I think we'd be more than happy to oblige. Right, Fenris? Gizmo?
Gizmo just nods, just still holding the screaming woman.
Yes, well.
Very well. Give me a moment. I do need to alert someone.
Well, don't take too long, because, not to be harsh or anything, but you've created quite a ruckus around here. And we should probably find a way to settle her down.
She's the one creating the ruckus. Understood.
Exactly, yes, but, shall we go?
Yes, of course. And as going ahead, I'm going to just hang back a bit and pull up my sending stone.
Okay.
That's linked to a mosaic.
Alright.
And just say, Mose, on job preparado, no contact, but need the message. West Preparia compromised, work is under enchantment, but unknown in control. Unknown entity in control. Continuing investigation, thank you.
Okay. You get
So hopefully that she will message Perdo about the whole thing going on.
Okay. You do hear her voice come back. Understood. Be careful. I will let them know. Nothing more.
Okay, I'll send the stone away and follow them.
Okay. Detective.
Can I send a mental note to Al and say, I want you to stab that fucker for calling my forgery dodgy? That shit was perfect.
No, because you're not there.
But
Disembodied voice of Revenant voicing his disgust.
Detective Dixon does look at all
Get
of
a
you
shiver.
and go, "Good, follow me, and please, try to blend in." And then kind of looks you all, stops at you, Al, looks you up and down with your red coat. Never mind. Begins to lead you away. Is there anything you are doing to calm this woman?
I mean, like, offer her some water, you know? Does she look like she's injured? I've got cure wounds. If she's injured, I will cast cure wounds on her.
Okay, go. You can go ahead and cast cure wounds if you wish.
I will do that.
Okay. How many hit points does she get back?
She gets back... Very good. 12 hit points.
Alright, perfect. Make a note of that. As you do cast this Cure Wounds, you see that the skin around the prosthetic does seem to brighten up a little bit, as it was actually quite dark and kind of sickly looking. While she doesn't stop thrashing around, she does seem to kind of stop screaming and kind of just go a little bit quieter. And then just kind of go limp. And Gizmo's just kind of like holding on, going, "Okay, we go." And just...
I assure you, we are going to do our best to try and fix this situation.
Al, one thing you do notice is that she has not made eye contact with any of you. Almost staring like through you. But you all follow this newcomer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dixon seems to lead you off the main road and down some of the side streets. Fenris, Al, your boots begin to splash in small pools of water, winding your way between the high-rising buildings. You can barely see the sky at this point, but it's about 15 minutes or so. Dixon holds up his hands and glances kind of along the main street And you just hear him, "Stay here a moment. I'm going to make sure the way is clear." Kind of. Fenris, are you still holding back, hanging back? Or are you...
No, I've joined up with them.
Okay. So he kind of motions for you all to hold back for a second and crosses the main road. You see him approach a kind of old townhouse, converted from a shop front. He checks the door frame. You actually see him like stick a toothpick in his mouth, and then he begins to wave you all to follow him.
As I walk past, I'll probably turn to him. Just many enemies in the city?
A fair few, but we're good here. Nobody seems to really... Well, they all know where to find me, but they know not to come knocking, if you know what I mean. And he kind of just knocks on the glass of his door, and you see printed on the front, Detective and PI.
Detective and PI.
But opens the door, and you all can find your way inside. And as that commotion is happening, we fade not too far away, actually, to the square with Revenant as you were standing there, looking around for this drop point, this potential area to leave the documents that you've found. Glancing around the place, nothing seems to stand out to you at first. You're looking on buildings, on corners, on even on some of the market like stalls themselves, anything that will give you an idea of where this drop point might be. And at the moment, you don't see anything.
Okay. Is there... You said the temple there. Is anyone near the temple? Like a priest or monk or something like that?
Outside of the temple, you definitely see people going in and out of the Golden Spire. But I wouldn't say you see any like priests or any monks or anything like that currently standing outside.
Okay, yeah. I'll head inside the temple. And
You
see if I
do
can
see
anyone.
Caché walking around, though.
I'll give a slight nod to Caché, like towards the temple, and then I'm gonna go inside.
All right. You head on inside to the Golden Spire, and it is just breathtakingly gorgeous inside. It almost is as if this building has been made of gold. It's not, but it's just the color. And it is echoing
Revenant is struggling not to take
the walls.
just everything shiny.
Yeah, it is a very shiny place. Where are you headed?
Well, I'll look around to see if I can see anything that looks like an eye
Okay.
that I could be looking for, but I'll also be looking for, like, again, a priest or a monk or someone who looks like they kind of work in this temple.
Okay. You glancing around, kind of again, just keeping an eye out for any kind of marked eye or anything like that. Nothing seems to be matching that description, at least within the temple. But you do see a few priests. You actually see a priestess first, as she is making her way around, filling up some of the vases where the plants are with water and kind of speaking under her breath. You see what looks like a priestess, at least.
Okay, I will approach the priestess.
Okay, it was good day.
Good day, priestess. Can you tell me a little about this place? I'm new in town. I'm a tourist.
Of course. Well, you are in the Golden Spire. This is the holy ground of the Morning Lord Solander. Are you a follower of the faith?
I am not, unfortunately. I've never heard of Solander.
Well.
Again, I am from a foreign land, so you will excuse my ignorance in this matter.
Oh, well. Solander has reached the far corners of this world. He is truly magnificent in the light that he brings us all. I shall bring you around and give you a tour and she begins to kind of show you around the different sections of the temple. Starting first at a area where you see a statue erected in Solander's honor. A humanoid-looking individual, clad in massive amounts of armor, wielding a long greatsword, with a crown of the sun behind him. He is currently holding his hand out to the people. He is a grand-looking figure, and she does explain that he is the ruler of justice and the might behind good, destroying evil.
It's an interesting statue. It's very, very catching for the eye. It's an imposing figure, to be sure.
Yes, our symbol is actually the eye itself of him. And she'll pull out her holy symbol, and you see just a kind of a large eye shape, but with, again, this kind of crown of the sun rays behind it. And you actually do remember seeing this on the paladin's armor on the Silver Countess. She had the bright golden eye on the breastplate that she was wearing. And as you're looking at the statue of Solander, you notice something interesting. In the palm of his hand, as his sword is out, you actually do see a eye on his hand.
Oh, I've heard of this. I've made a few friends in this city so far, and someone has mentioned the Gilded Eye, but I didn't understand what they meant. Is that the symbol of your religion?
You see her go pale white at the mention of what you just said. I've not heard of what you're speaking of. Gilded Eye. No, we have a symbol of the eye, but of course it's a universal symbol. People do seem to use it in other means, but not heard of what you speak of.
Is there people standing near us?
There's a fair few people just kind of mingling within the temple.
Just kind of reach out then and kind of grab a hold of her elbow, but like not like aggressively, just like gently, and just like motion to the side away from the people, and just go, there's no reason to lie to me, priestess. You know what the Gilded Eye is. I know what the Gilded Eye is.
And she starts to get very nervous, pulls her arm away from you. I do not know what you are talking about, and if you want to keep your head, you will stop speaking. And she'll kind of straighten up her robes and kind of put on, again, that kind of face, that smile. Yes, well, that is the conclusion of our tour, and I hope you do enjoy your stay here in Manira. She begins to kind of she gives you a nod and begins to kind of move away, like, around you, and as she does, you just hear, follow the eyes, and keeps walking away.
Just as she's walking away, I'll just say, thank you, priestess. It's very educational. And then I'll look at where he's pointing the sword, and I will head that way.
Okay. Sword is leading out the front door and pointing directly at the statue in the middle of the square.
Okay. I will head to the statue in the middle of the square and investigate it for an eye.
Okay. Perception check.
9.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
As you are glancing around the statue, I'd say you can make this at advantage because you've already been kind of looking and you know kind of like you're looking for an eye. So go ahead and make that advantage.
Yeah, okay, natural 20.
Okay, all right. As you are glancing over the statue, I'd say even with Caché, you're starting to kind of be like, he just went in the temple and now he's back out and you're kind of like, what's going on? But you notice that on the front, one of the front hooves of this horse, this winged horse, just kind of curved inside of the hoof around where the shoe is, you can see another eye where the leg is actually pointing down more south towards the ocean gate.
I'll glance around to see if I can see Caché.
You do.
I'll just, again, like a slight nod in the direction I'm going to go and head on down that way.
Keep an eye.
Okay. You both kind of move
I'll
100 feet, but in tandem. And Revenant, you very quickly spot another statue, kind of at the end of not even at the end, but like in the middle of a crossroads. It is a scholar carved with fine-looking robes. His hand is clutching a book in one side and to his chest, and in the other, his other hand is pointed out.
I gotta assume his other hand is where the eye is going to be, and that's where I'm going to investigate.
You do indeed see a eye on the hand that is pointing out to the left.
Cool. I will follow the hand.
Okay. Heading now west, you are into more of narrow, windy passages through the townhouses. You weave in between, ducking under kind of like hanging clothing and sidestepping puddles. At the end of this passage, it opens up into a courtyard. Most of the houses are kind of unremarkable. They're similar, you know, in shade and style, but the rest of the Gemward, but except for just like one in particular, which is just a massive bathhouse that you notice, and it is a little like, oh geez, it's just like at the back of a bathhouse. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check this time.
What's that, an 18 plus investigation, 18 plus 4 is 22.
Okay. I'd say at this point, Caché, you actually catch up as Revenant makes it into this courtyard. You're kind of glancing around, and you see as Revenant just immediately looks over at the bathhouse, and you notice that at the back door of the bathhouse, there is no handle. There is no way of opening it, but it does seem to be a little like letter slip, and there is a marked eye on the flap.
I will check to see the Caché is there. She can see me, and then I'll approach and just knock on the door.
Okay. You kind of gently on the door. Wait a few moments. Nothing seems to happen.
I'll knock harder.
Okay. Knock harder. Wait a few moments. Nothing happens.
Can I open the letter slot from the outside?
There doesn't seem to be a handle. The only thing about this door, there's not even a window or anything. There just seems to be that slit.
I'll look over to Caché and just shrug my shoulders and point at the door.
I'll just send a message. Why? What's up? Can't get in?
This is where I'm supposed to be, but this doesn't seem to be an answer.
Do I see the slit from where I am? Probably not.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Is your package small? Perhaps you just need to slot it in.
I pull out all the papers and files and stuff that I took from Thing's office and measure them up and look at the slot.
Yeah, looks like it would fit.
I push the slot to see if it opens.
It does, yeah, it does.
Okay. I will open the notes and quickly scroll at the end of them.
Okay.
To say that the pool of blood has been found under the chair and been cleaned up, and that possibly Lieutenant Arrow could possibly be deceased.
Okay.
And then I will just slot them through the slot.
Brilliant. You do so. Easily done. You add your quick little notes at the back and slot it through. And it's interesting, as you slot it through and kind of have that moment where the little slot is open, you actually see someone move from the slot. But nothing else happens.
If only I had some sort of friend that was really small and I could fit through this opening.
Fran could try. She could try.
I
She'd
am
be
not-
a little bit
I'm not.
wiggly, though.
I'm not putting Fran in that situation.
All right.
No, but, I will. Yeah, I'll just turn and walk away. So.
You two stand in this courtyard. There's another kind of exit that you can take out of this courtyard. So that kind of joins up with main roads that are further down. So as you kind of come out of this courtyard, you actually see a rather odd sight. A somewhat shady individual crosses the road briskly, glances over their shoulder, then waves across the street. You then watch as Fenris, Al, and Gizmo sneak across, very poorly by the way, Gizmo seemingly holding a thrashing woman in his arms, and follow this shady individual down into another building.
I will turn to Caché. I'd be like, I do have a confession. The reason I went to the military academy was to steal that information, so thank you for helping me with that. But it seems our friends, they may have gotten themselves into a situation. And,
We're lucky they've gotten themselves into a situation by telling me that, and I quickly run after where they are.
Okay.
But I give the look at like one eyebrow up, be like, this isn't over.
Put a pin in it.
I will follow, but I will hide so that nobody can see me while I'm following them.
Okay, so you're gonna try to sneak, basically.
I'm gonna sneak
Okay,
behind
yeah.
them.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
and
Make
none
me
of them there.
Yeah, stealth check, definitely. Yeah.
18 plus 11, 29.
29, perfect. Okay. So, as Caché and Revenant, you kind of chase after this very odd situation that you just saw. I think we might take a quick break. So don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and we will see you in just a minute. Welcome back. Al, Fenris, you follow Detective Dixon into his office, and as you kind of all move your way inside, you actually see Caché come around the corner. Caché, what is your face currently at the moment as you see this?
Oh, I'm helmeted at the moment.
Oh, you're helmeted.
So...
Yeah. Okay, fair.
Oh, yes. I actually wouldn't have been able to raise my eyebrow. I just would have done it with my tone of voice then with Revenant.
There you go.
Yeah, I got the feeling of the eyebrow
I keep
raise.
forgetting
you know,
that,
Yeah,
like-
absolutely. Yeah,
I keep forgetting that 3 of our
Don't
party
forget-
members don't have faces. Like,
Yeah, Revenant wears the mask all the time, so he's used to conveying stuff like that through sound. So
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, no, so I'm just wearing my helmet in my street clothes.
All right, so Fenris, Al, you glance over as Gizmo goes inside, and Dixon's kind of like ushering you all inside. You see Caché come around the corner in her street clothes with her helmet on, and then you also see. Well, no, you don't see anybody else. That's all you see.
you just feel a whoosh go past you.
Al,
Fancy
Ow.
seeing you here.
what the fuck are you doing here? I thought you were down at the Gemward. Not the Gemward,
Oh, we were?
down in the workshops.
The repair yard. Yes, no. We were. We found this individual. I point to the person on Gizmo's shoulders.
Who exactly is this?
Oh, this is Air Colonel Caché Sans Visage
Fucking
of the
military.
Avasha military.
One of yours, I'm assuming, in all of this.
Oh yes, a very good friend. Well, acquaintance. Very good acquaintance. Soon to be friends.
All right.
You're staying at my house.
Yes, we're good friends. I didn't want to assume, but I'm glad.
I don't much care where you're staying at the moment. We need to take care of this woman and figure out what the fuck's going on, so you all get in my office, please.
We walk and talk. We walk and talk. Where's Revenant?
Around.
Okay, he didn't run away then.
No.
Okay, good.
I
Good.
saw him but seconds ago.
How did the meeting go?
Not the place to
Alright,
discuss
I fucking love it.
that's fair.
That's all Dixon did, was just arms up in the air like...
that.
He's like holding the door open. It's like...
Yeah, I go in, and as I do, I take off my mask, and I just like shoot him. I look, is like, who the fuck are you? And what do you?
You all enter this small office. Revenant, I'm assuming you sneak in, or are you going in?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
I gotta sneak in. Yeah.
Cool, so I'll let you sneak in. You all enter small...
He's all dark,
I
by
will
the way.
instantly start rifling through his like desk drawers and stuff as silently as I can.
Wonderful. Sleight of hand and another stealth check, because you're moving through people's eye lines at this point, so...
Okay, so the stealth check will be a 26, and the sleight of hand will be a 29.
Okay, perfect. I will keep that in mind.
Everything.
Al, what were you saying?
Oh, no, I was gonna say the screen is all black.
Oh. That's not nice.
We need a vision.
We see... a vision.
Uh-huh.
Oh god.
Oh,
I don't know why the...
what the fuck?
I was trying to do cool lights, but I don't know why they're looking like that, but anyway.
That's wild.
If you like pull away from the token, it just looks normal then, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
But you all enter into a small office space. Single window at the back, large rosewood desk that currently Revenant is rifling through. The center is stacked with papers, quills, files. Fenris, as you come into this office, you accidentally kick a empty whiskey bottle aside. And Al, you get a strong scent of cigar smoke hanging in the air.
Oh,
But Dixon kind of
musty.
closes the door. Yes, I like this. Anyway, set her here. He kind of motions to Gizmo, and Gizmo walks over and sets the somewhat calmer but still wide-eyed looking halfling woman. And this is the first time, Caché and Revenant, that you actually see this woman. Currently trembling a little bit. She has a clockwork prosthetic arm that takes up actually her entire left arm. And there's just a sense of she's looking through all of you. She's not focused on anybody. She's not currently screaming, but she is uncomfortable, still kind of moving around, and she's slightly pulling at the prosthetic arm.
Who is this? What's happening?
We found quite a few people in the repair yard that seem to, well, Fenris, maybe you should describe it. You were the one who detected it first. Gizmo and I were a bit distracted looking at all the clockworks. Clock forges.
Yes. When you look around the thing, all the workers seem to have strings attached. Seem to be enchantment magic. I dispelled the one on her, and she immediately started screaming, clawing at the robot arm there.
And which workshop is this?
This is the West Repair Yard.
Hmm.
Very job
The
we
one
want
where-
to.
Yes.
The one that has lots of screaming at night.
Apparently, it's because of this. Well, at least
Yeah,
I would
we need
assume.
to switch it off. Although unwilling surgery, maybe.
Could you tell, actually, Fenris, at the time, would all of these magical lines leading to the same point? Was it a kind of a central control point, or?
Could I tell that when I follow them?
I will be very honest with you, Fenris. I don't think that was your main focus when you were kind of looking at the strings, because once you dispelled it, this woman freaked out. So what you kind of noticed is that the string was at the back, kind of like the base of the head, and it seemed to you see it, and then it just kind of vanished almost. That's kind of
Okay. Did I notice it from any of the others when I was looking around?
you did, yeah. I think you saw
Yeah,
saw
so
it from everybody,
did I
even the
follow-
overseer. Yeah.
So did I follow it from any of them?
I wouldn't say so, no. Again, it's kind of like you could see it, and then it kind of just vanished.
This is where we get all the clock forges from. I don't like the fact that something like this is happening there.
Yes, there are quite many dismantled.
There also didn't seem to be any guards. It kind of seems strange if it's somewhere producing military weaponry not to be guarded.
No, just
Well,
nosy
good,
workers.
West Repair Yard hasn't been used as a place for manufacturing in a long time. It's just repairs.
Oh,
This is now Dixon speaking. Caché, you see a elven kind of physique with two protruding tusks from his lower lip. He is currently actually like wetting a cloth and wiping it on the halfling's forehead, kind of clearing off the sweat, and you actually see him take off his coat as well, kind of wrap her up in it. He kind of stands up at that point. You see two holsters under his arms. Did she say anything else before this happened? Anything about Dion?
No,
About-
she said we're all fine. Anything
about Dion.
Dion?
Who's Dion?
Oh, fuck, the little twerp is gonna get himself killed.
Yeah, some context would be nice.
Wait, did someone else go to investigate this before us?
Yes, I'm gonna need a drink before I have this. And he begins to kind of move over and away, kind of pushes past you all to his
Do you
desk.
mind? Can I have one?
Kind of looks at you, grabs a bottle, notices, looks over, Revenant, I know you rolled so high on your stealth, but you're also, like, in plain sight. He just looks at you rummaging through the desk and just rolls his eyes, grabs his
All I
bag.
want to ask is, have I found anything, like, about him, like, personal files or anything like that?
I'd say with those rolls, you find this particular
Yes, because
half-orc,
he keeps personal files in his own desk
you
about himself.
find that this half-orc is incredibly disorganized. There's no form of any kind of organization that's going on with any of his paperwork. You find old files of missing persons cases. You find details about, missing, shipments that, he just kind of, wrote off, found, didn't find. What the fuck is this?
Right.
You know, just kind of like it's just like work that he's been doing.
I find anything of interest, like an ID or.
I'll say no, you do not
or
find an
anything.
ID because that's on him at the moment. But what you do find, I will say, is probably the most interesting part that you do find is as you were rummaging through all of his paperwork, you find an entire drawer just full of alcohol. And you also find in one of the drawers, kind of stuck towards the back, a blue moon heart. Which looks like looks like almost like a military medal, which is odd. So it's kind of a blue heart shaped with a golden and red kind of tag on it. You see that kind of shoved at the back.
Okay. I'll pull one of the bottles of like whiskey or whatever out.
Okay.
As he looks at me, and I'll just look up at him and just be like, anyone want a drink? And I'll also take the medal while I'm doing that.
Okay. He just kind of reaches out slowly towards you, snatches the bottle from you, and just kind of goes, "What's with the mask? Are you? You look like one of those nightingales."
I look back at him and go, "What's with the face? You look like one of those idiots I've heard about."
Geez, you're not a very nice group now, are you? And he's gonna pull out a few glasses and begin to pour out some of the whiskey.
I'll whip out the hip flask that I got when we were in the red light district, and I'll turn to Al and be like, "I forgot about this," and then I'll toss the hip flask to him.
I shake it.
It's about half full. Yeah, it's nice actually. I mean, from even just the smell, it almost smells like top grade rum, like like dark, like Sea Dog.
That'll do. Thank you.
Okay. He goes, "5 more for me." Pulls a little glass, downs it, puts it back down, turns around, kind of leans back on the desk, looks at you all. "So, what exactly were you all thinking waltzing into anywhere like that, like a couple of jackrabbits in heat, and just demanding to speak to the overseer?"
Well, it seemed to work out. We did get to speak to him after all.
Did you now?
We did.
Well, whatever was controlling him seems to have a enchantment on him. Like this one here, when I dispelled this, she freaked out.
They seem to have gotten more than you have in the last while.
Well,
Yes, we're up a
It doesn't
person.
surprise me.
Sorry,
Look how disorganized he is. Revenant's just throwing papers out of drawers now. We're just like, there's nothing of interest in here.
We're just demolishing this person's career. Just.
he's just gonna look back at you, Revenant, and he doesn't look a bit bothered. He just pours himself another drink, takes a sit back.
Because Revenant's throwing stuff all over the place, do I see that medal?
Revenant, what did you do with the medal?
Oh, I stashed the medal.
Okay, so it's in your pocket. Okay.
Interesting. Okay, I won't see that.
So yeah, Dixon just kind of stands there for a moment, taking you all in. You're all not from around here. Well, you are, obviously. Looks at you, Caché.
Well,
But the rest
what
of
gave
you,
it away?
it's pretty damn obvious. But let me give you a bit of advice about being here in Manera. Keep a low profile while you're here. Round here, making a ruckus gets you killed. And not to mention attempting to impersonate members of the constabulary. You have guts, but you're stupid.
When he says that, Revenant's gonna look over at Fenris and go, "Did the letter work?"
I like Revenant. Yes, it did. Since we didn't actually pose as constabularies, I was completely open about me being a mercenary for the Starforge Guild.
Yes, I heard. Starforge, another bloody busybody sticking their noses into all the problems.
Well, you don't seem to be being very much so. Obviously, outside help is required.
Well,
Constabulary was obviously of no presence.
Yes, and now, what exactly do you think is gonna happen now that you went in there and, I guess, kidnapped one of their workers? If you're saying that something's controlling them, you now left them all unattended. At least what I was
you dragged us
doing
away.
was actually doing some digging and finding some information about this place before I marched my ass in there.
You know, kind of okayed with them first. They didn't chase us out or anything.
I'm sure they were quite fine to just let you take one of their workers, yes.
I'll be perfectly honest, they were working with bloodied fingers. They didn't seem to mind much of anything that was going on.
Yes,
they were very single-minded.
It's exactly what we saw too yesterday, which is why I was doing digging. Look, it doesn't really matter. At this point, we gotta figure out what's going on and help her. Just kind of points over to the halfling woman.
Your friend Dion, what did they look like?
He's just a kid.
You sent a kid to spy on people?
No, I didn't send a damn kid.
A kid. Well, that definitely narrows it down in appearance. Any other distinguishing marks?
I don't know if we saw him there.
He's about hip high, red hair, usually has it pulled back in a ponytail, lots of rings and jewelry, and he's pretty hard to miss, to be honest.
Well, did we see
Anyone
him?
with that resemblance, yeah?
That you guys saw?
Mm-hmm.
No. I wouldn't say so.
Okay.
No.
Sounds like he blends in perfectly.
Yeah, it blends in like a sore thumb.
Yes, exactly what I tell him, but he doesn't seem to really listen. Look, honestly, my involvement has been an accident. This lad found me a few weeks back, a few weeks back, and needed help tracking something down, and this investigation led us to the West Repair Yard yesterday, and, well, it's pretty easy to see that something fucking weird's going on there, so I told the kid to wait here while I did some digging and figured out what the fuck is going on and who owns the place. When I came back, he was gone, and I watched him walk his ass into the fucking... I haven't seen him since.
What was it that he had come
Revenant.
asking for help for in the first place?
Some shipments from his family's business had gone missing. It's not really
And
that
this
important
led
to the whole.
Well, no, but it led you to the West Repair Yard.
It did, yeah. The
If
investigation.
this thing is
led us.
going missing and they're ending up in the West Repair Yard, then
Which was my thought exactly, which is why I started looking into it, and then I saw all the weirdness that was going on there, and now Dion's gone, and he's a fucking idiot, trying to prove himself, and now I gotta go get him
Well,
back.
did you find out who owns the West Repair Yard?
Well, that's the odd thing. All the records aren't being found in the normal places that I can find that, so they must be in the West Repair Yard itself.
Revenant's gonna pick up an empty whiskey bottle and go, "Oh, gee, answers you're looking for aren't at the end of this bottle, no?"
Very astute, Revenant. I'm sure your investigative quality will be very helpful if we go back.
I mean, if we do go back, we probably should be prepared for a fight. Doesn't look like
Yes.
they're going to be too happy about us poking around there without,
I mean,
assimilating us as well.
once again, and I'm not trying to be rude here, but and he looking right at you, Fenris. You didn't case the joint before you just walked on in. I mean, I kind of thought Starforge was a bit smarter than that, so.
Oh no, the details they gave me was to go in and ask around. See what the workers are telling me. Because the screens were happening at night and night only.
Alright, well, if you all want to just march your asses back inside and prepare for a fight, or if you want to work with me, I can get you in quietly. Because I actually do case the joint, so.
Yes, quietly would be preferable. Well,
Well, I hide
Yeah.
and sneak right around up behind them.
Oh, God. Yeah, go ahead, roll a stealth.
I just want
This man is unbothered by you, by the way.
right, 26.
Alright. He's kind of got
I
his
just want
arms
to like
crossed.
pop over his shoulder then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like pop my head over his shoulder and go, "Do I look like I need your help sneaking in?"
Turns. Pours another glass.
Revenant clearly does not, which is why he's good at investigating things.
Clearly not, but I will say, and he'll just point to Gizmo, you have some loud party members, so...
Exactly, which is why the rest of us will sneak in other ways, if you would be so kind to help us.
Well, I guess I want to know why the Starforge is even invested in this.
Because the constabulary isn't doing anything.
Well, the constabulary doesn't do anything anyway. There's no difference there. They're as useless as the
Exactly.
military.
Well, when people come to you looking for help, some people go looking to Starforge instead. Depends on who they trust or who they have faith in.
Kind of looks you up and down, Fenris. Looks over to Al. She always like this.
Yes.
She said it herself.
I find she has her tender moments.
Oh,
Give
she's
her a
lovely.
wink.
She's lovely.
And for the first time,
Oh.
Rev is gonna look at Detective Dixon and just go, I agree with you.
He gets it.
Then just look at Fenris.
I'll look out the window to see if there are any pigs flying.
Look, I have something. He reaches kind of back into his satchel and he pulls out really old looking, kind of like large scale blueprints. And he kind of pushes a few things off the desk. They just kind of fall off the side, just onto the floor. You know what it is? This detective looks tired dealing with all these young kids bullshit. But anyway, pushes the stuff off the desk, puts the blueprints down, and shows you all actually kind of comes around the side and then hits one of the open drawers that Revenant left and goes, kicks it closed, and kind of shows you, kind of lays it out in front of you all. And like this is the only blueprints I could find at such short notice, and they're old. So don't be looking at these thinking that you're gonna find everything in this, but at least to give you an idea. This is where I was thinking we would go in. He shows you kind of like almost like an exhaust kind of system on the side that looks pretty much like not unguarded because you can't see if there's any guards, but like it looks kind of unnoticed. Like it's just kind of it's an exhaust tunnel basically into the warehouse. And he goes, there is a grate on it though, and I'm sure that some of you are fancy with your little tools, but I think we're going to need a little bit of leverage and force. But
So your great plan for stealth is to use out-of-date blueprints to stick in some place that you have already cased?
yeah.
Hmm.
Just gives you a smile. I don't really necessarily need, up-to-date blueprints. I'm pretty good at my job, so this is what I got to work with.
I'm sorry, but I do have to ask.
Of course.
Who actually are you?
Oh, right. Who are you? You and your friend just kind of appeared, and who are you as a group?
Group of friends?
Living together.
Ah, it's one of those. Okay.
We got trust together through a incident, and yeah,
Yeah.
here we are.
Nothing like a murder investigation to bring everyone together.
Ah.
I'm assuming you are ex-military?
No. I'm Detective Dixon.
What's this then? And I pull out the medal. This looks very military-esque to me. But I hand it to Caché.
Ah, yes, this is the...
X?
Is that you asking God what that medal is?
Yeah, that's me going to fill in the rest, God.
Cool, okay. I can't see you anymore, Miguel, so I can't see your face.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
No, you're good. Okay, so yeah, Caché, you recognize this immediately. The Blue Moon Heart, you actually know that Bliss has this as well. It is not recognized as a military service medal. This is actually given to civilians who basically are awarded to civilians for exceptional and distinguished service to the people of Manira and Avasha.
I owe you some more respect.
It's just fucking useless anyway. Nobody.
I
No, I didn't
believe
serve
me.
in the military, but I was I was an inspector
Yes?
once. So I know how the constabulary works.
Oh, like Inspector Vinny. I like her.
Yes, I liked her too. Trained her. But anyway. Look, the longer we talk about all this, we're just gonna, waste time, and I really need to get Dion back. I should probably warn you before you go throwing your lives in all of this. Look, Dion doesn't know I know either, but I feel like you should all probably know. Dion's a Rilvan. The Rilvan family. Kind of looks at you, Caché.
Do I know the Revenant family?
You and Fenris actually recognize that name. As a certain, I believe, what was her name? Sorry, give me a second. Of course, her name escapes me suddenly. Irios Relvan. The owner of Lock and Loaded.
Oh. You mean the ones in that has the Locked and Loaded shop? That family.
Yeah. Yeah, the...
Favorite shop. They have such a nice gun there, by the way, right now. Oh my god! And I start just talking about the gun. Oh, no, sorry. I'm getting distracted.
Revenant writes down everything Caché says about that gun.
Okay. Alright, so good you know about Locked and Loaded, but, well... You know the rest, though, right? I don't need to explain it to you. You know what's at stake, then?
Do I know what's at stake?
You know them as a pretty high-ranking, noble family.
Yeah, anything to do with the high nobles.
As you say
important.
high nobles, he says mob boss. And then kind of looks at you and goes, right, yeah, nobles. yeah. They don't call
Yes,
his
this-
father Dominic Double Tap for nothing. What I'm trying to say
This
is,
conversation got interesting. in a
we
hurry.
need to get Dion back unless you all want to end up at the bottom of the river.
Dominic Double Tap.
I took ages figuring that out. Yeah, the whole crew,
Well-
whole family's in it. Just you
Seems like that's
understand.
more of a you issue.
Oh,
than
I
us.
understand. You're there for your own reasons, but I need help getting inside. So, feel like we can help each other out. But if there was anything you
Could
wanted
not
to
just
get in with that family, then hey.
Do you not just tell this crime family that a child has been kidnapped by people in the West Repair Yard and they would do the job for you?
Well, I think he wants the child out alive and everyone else not shot.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't want to get involved at all.
To be honest, I'd rather not get involved. I only figured out who Dion was very recently, and then he went skipping off on his own. So, to be honest, I'll let Dion explain it if you want to talk to him about his family, but I would rather just get him out of there before he ends up and he points over to the halfling woman.
Yes, I'm wondering when we're going to help her.
What are we going to do about her? Exactly, yes.
Sitting there for a while.
Can I suppose, get out my my army medics kit and have her look over her?
Yeah.
If there's anything physically wrong with her.
Of course, yeah. I'll let you make definitely a medicine check if you're just looking her over at the moment.
Can I relay the information that these were recent prosthetics and anything I would have gleaned when I was initially looking at her back at the repair yard?
You definitely can, yes. So, you relay the information to Caché and Revenant. I think actually Fenris and Gizmo, all to everybody that it does appear that a lot of these are recent prosthetics added.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that there was not really a sign of, it's kind of roughly done.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Rushed. Yeah.
Yeah, it was rushed, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So anything I can do with a 16?
16, definitely. What you notice right away is, once again, that kind of offlandish stare, not really taking you in even as you approach. She is continually trying to kind of just pull at the arm, but she's not like screaming and thrashing anymore, but she is just sitting there kind of limply. And as you kind of look her over, check her pulse, check other things, she seems to be okay. Like, you know, she's not like taking any damage, or actually Al healed her, so she doesn't have any damage or anything like that. But she is, it seems to be damage of another kind instead of physical.
Okay. Would, in, let's say, my experience in the military, you know, I'm sure I've seen some cut off limbs before. Would I consider this to be phantom pain? Or do I get a more magical essence of it?
Is she just PTSD? The fuck?
Or do you know the way that people who've lost limbs, they can feel like it's still there, and they get unimaginable pain because of it. So I just wanted to make sure it's not something like that, and it's more something magical, or is it?
It does.
Or is she upset that someone hacked her arm off and put a robot one there? Something like that.
It's hard. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
It doesn't look like she's in pain. It looks like she is trying to remove that prosthetic arm. But almost as if she doesn't quite know why she's doing it. Definitely appears to be a sense of not all there anymore.
Okay.
And one thing I will say that you do notice, because you were so close to her and you're kind of checking her over everything, she is repeating one phrase and one phrase only.
That is
39,791.
39,791.
39,791. 39,791.
16, 23, 42. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey. I wouldn't recognize that as kind of an address or anything like that from just my knowledge of the
Code.
city.
Just pick an intelligence, just straight intelligence check.
Come on, buddy.
Is it a date?
I will take that 19 for dirty 20.
Okay, all right, dirty 20. There's a few different things that this combination of numbers could be contributed to, but it kind of sounds like something to a safe or some other locking mechanism, that like a code to get in somewhere.
Okay, I will kind of I'll turn around. Someone write down those numbers. That could be useful later. Perhaps a lock or something like that. And
I'll remember.
I'll continue to try and help her in any way I can.
Okay. What are you doing?
I feel like she might feel better because she's clawing at that thing if it could be taken off. So I'm going to call Al over and see if he's any way to just kind of, you know, maybe detach it
for a release
easily,
mechanism.
if it just pops off, so just that won't be bothering her and we could look her over properly.
Okay.
I'll do that, and also maybe call Gizmo over to assist.
Gizmo will come over with kind of some of his tools out, and I don't know if Gizmo has this, but I feel like he has like this extendable like tink, 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 tink on the eyes, so that he can like look more on his screen inside and like get a closer look. So yeah, he's gonna give you guys advantage there and checking. Go ahead, you can either make a medicine or arcana check if you're checking out the arm.
Okay. I will make an arcana check.
All right.
With advantage, you said?
Yep, Gizmo's helping you out.
Oh, that's a 19.
Very good. All right.
Yeah.
So, Al, something immediately sticks out to you. This prosthetic, where would usually come in and attach to, you know, possibly like a mounting point on a body once a limb has been removed. you get a little bit of a shock and you kind of step back for a second as you realize that this clockwork is actually seeming to be shoved underneath the skin, directly connecting into nervous systems, muscle tissue, bone even, straight into the body of this individual. There doesn't
Wait, so it's not just... Oh, shit.
Yeah. You can actually see as you're this close to the arm. How close are you getting to the arm, I should ask?
Oh, like... I'd say with everyone around me, I'd probably be going right up and having a good look.
Okay, all right.
I'm not worried.
So you, with everyone around, kind of really kind of get into the clockwork of this arm, and you look first. Yeah, you look first at where it's attached to the body and see almost like as if the skin is growing back over it. And then you look closer, and inside, through the mechanisms, the clockwork, the wires and bends of the actual arm itself, you can actually see blood vessels and bits of tissue and muscle seeming to be inside as well. It is like it is a mixture of body and technology.
So, little disturbing thing here. It's not exactly a prosthetic. It kind of seems like the machine and the biology have been amalgamated.
Is that even possible?
I have never, at least DM, correct me if I'm wrong, I've never heard of such a thing.
Never heard such a thing.
This is beyond any level of craftsmanship or ability that I've seen. I mean, like, I was amazed by everything here in Avasha and Manira. This is disturbingly done. I'm shocked.
Would
She get a bit
we
sick.
put it off? Or would that hurt her?
Yeah.
If you're going to be chopping
No, if
off
it's a
arms,
test
please don't be doing this in my office.
Nobody
I think
asked
it's
you,
part of it
Dixon.
It's my office.
I think-
And I'm sorry, I actually helped your friends back there, so why don't you show me a little bit of respect there?
Hmm.
You might as well ask me to be nice.
Well, I know I'm not going to get it from you, sugar.
Hence the statement.
Right.
I do
We
think
can't take it
though.
off.
Oh.
Yeah, so we can't take it off. It's probably fused to her now. Part of her.
It does seem like, I mean, the skin has started to heal back over it. Her blood is currently flowing through the tubes in the machine. No, I'm sorry. I'm both enthralled and appalled by this.
Is this biology or is this machinery?
Both.
This is quite confusing.
Yeah.
Does it seem magical? Or does it just seem very, like, yeah, I don't think I have detect magic prepared, but yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to step too far into Gizmo's shoes here because he's not here at the moment. However, there was something I did kind of mention to him last time, so I might kind of weave it in a little bit. More so, instead of him saying something, I'm going to have you notice something on Gizmo. There's a very interesting and slightly disturbing, yes, you have never seen anything to this grotesque of a level before. However, you have seen a party member who has beautifully woven nature and technology together. And for a moment that kind of clicks with you as, oh, and you kind of look over at Gizmo and you see again all of the beautiful like vines and wood, different kind of natural based living essences of his suit, of his armor, mixed in with the clockwork itself. So while it's definitely not as grotesque, you're kind of, there's a little bit of this weird linking there. And Al, then I'll get back to you, Revenant, I promise. Does a 11 hit you?
Does an 11 hit me? I think it might.
Oh no. Okay.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
We need to get you a shield or something, man.
All right. Well.
I have a shield, a magical shield. I could.
Is
I suppose I
his
could
name
cast it.
Humphrey?
Just hold it for you.
He's not magical. He's just. He's
He
just dead.
is. He's the best kind of magic.
He's just abused.
On that note, Revenant's
Yeah,
gonna look around
no,
and go,
I'm
where's Humphrey?
Yeah. Where is Humphrey?
I just. Did we go upstairs?
Nope.
Oh well, then he should be here.
Hmm.
Is he not here?
Nope.
Ah, fuck. Alright. I'll take the slap anyway, and then I'll communicate with Humphrey.
Okay.
I'm distracted.
Okay, you only take 2 points of slashing damage, but as you're kind of like
Oh, nice.
looking at the
Only half my
arm,
hit points.
it's not half your hit points now. But as you're looking at the arm and you kind of look up towards everyone else, kind of explaining the grotesqueness of what you're seeing, the rest of you watch as, without even looking, this woman is looking off to the side. The arm seems to move on its own and just lash out at Al. And you take the 2 points of slashing damage, and then the arm just settles back down, and she just sits there once more.
Okay, seeing that, I'll detect magic and look at the arm.
Okay. Yep. Detect
Yeah,
magic.
and just a question before you say that: did it look like the arm just moved solely, or did it look like the body was put behind it as well?
Ooh. I'd say you would. Okay, yeah. So I'd say you would have seen the whole body move to do it, but it's like the face didn't, if that makes sense. The head didn't move.
I get you.
The mental capacity to do that didn't seem to register. That was purely physical.
Okay.
And Revenant, you were going to say something before all of that happened.
No, I was just gonna say, me having had a close-up look at Gizmo when I was trying to figure out how to disable the suit.
Yep.
Will I have noticed anything extra about like his suit and her living at the piece and else together? More so than any other party would have.
You haven't looked at the arm yet, but just by Al's description, I would say that you kind of mentally go, I can kind of see the similarities in the sense of like he has woven nature into technology. This is just like biology, it seems, woven into technology. So it is a nature-based kind of thing, but more biological, if that makes sense. It's a natural, connection that seems to be working. What's different is Gizmo obviously is a suit of armor, and he's a fairy inside. He is not physically connected through nerve endings and blood into this machine. But there does seem to be this kind of surrounding essence of similarities there. And along with that, Fenris, your detect magic. There is a bit of magic in the arm, but it's you can't tell like exactly. There doesn't seem to really be a pulse of what kind. There just seems to be a general arcaneness to it. There's not like a school of magic to it. It's a clockwork arm. So.
Follow that and see if I can see anything underneath where it's joining, like if it's joining the circular system or anything. If I can see it follow through.
I see what you're trying to do, but I'd say I don't think detect magic goes through skin. So
Probably wouldn't.
No, because it can't really go through walls. So I would say that you don't really see it going into the body at all.
I can take magic can penetrate most barriers, but it's blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal. Well, yeah, 10 feet of lead. So I probably wouldn't be able to get through the metal and the skin.
I'm gonna rule it that detect magic doesn't really like go through body functions.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll take that.
Al, what were you gonna say?
There's just faint magic off it, but not really.
There's definitely arcane like magic, yes, but it's hard to exactly place. There doesn't really seem to be like a school of it. It's just you've seen this before. Clockwork kind of just has a general essence of that kind of energy. So, sorry, Al, what were you gonna say?
I would like to please send a message to Humphrey and see where he is, what he's doing, and if he's all right.
Okay, how far does that message go?
Anywhere on this plane of existence.
Brilliant. Okay. Yeah, you kind of. What do you send to Humphrey?
Hey, there was no stairs. Also, you have a new stair climbing mechanism. Where are you?
You get the sense. So I do believe he still can't speak.
You can convey senses.
Okay. So he conveys to you that the door closed in front of him. And he's currently stashed in a corner of the West Repair Yard.
Yes. So hold tight, little buddy. I'll be right back to get you.
You get a sense of relief that his master's gonna come save him.
So I may have forgotten Humphrey at the repair yard.
Who the fuck is Humphrey?
Humphrey
Revenant's
is
gonna look at you. Revenant's gonna stare
I'm
at you
sorry.
and be like,
There was a lot going on.
We're going back to the repair yard to get Humphrey.
Yes. I think it's best we do. I can. Yes.
Suddenly, her slapping you makes a lot more sense.
Yes.
Yes, ow, that really hurt as well. the hell?
Caché,
Yes.
where's the nearest medical facility we can bring her to? Because I don't really feel like this office is the best environment for her.
I was gonna say the same. That to be honest, I know a place that might work, but it's a little bit far out of town.
How far?
It's the Temple of the Moon. It's over by the bay.
Well, unfortunately, we're not allowed to leave town.
And who told you that?
The constabulary.
Just the constabulary and the military.
Oh, and the military, yes.
God, it's very good to know that you're such a bad citizens. Looks over at the halfling woman.
Oh yes, we're very abiding. We're only here because we
Revenant
stopped
just
the
stares
murder.
at the ground.
Tell us not to go and investigate the West Repair
Oh,
Yard.
that's right.
They explicitly told us not to leave town.
Yes,
Well, look,
that was the job.
look,
We're not allowed to leave because we solved a murder.
right. I'm assuming this
don't
was
know
that.
a big wig murder or something.
Yes, an ambassador.
He kind of sits back. Ah.
I don't think we were supposed to tell people that.
I don't care.
Oh, fair enough.
So you were the ones on the Silver Countess.
Apparently we were. Word around gets fast here, does it?
What do I get
Great
from that?
content.
Insight check.
Who are you inside checking?
I'm inside checking Mr. Toot here.
Oh, Dixon.
Yeah.
Dixie.
Dixon.
Yeah.
Dixon.
Don't call him Dixie. Come on.
Dixie.
Just let me have one NPC.
So Detective Dixon or Dixie.
Yeah. Oh, Dixie might be.
I really like this NPC. Fuck off, all y'all.
Yeah.
Inside is 25.
25. Yeah, you get a sense if he's a bit impressed. But he's not gonna show it too much, so he kind of lets it off and like, oh, okay, all right.
Yes, so, well, I have no issues leaving town. It would be quite hurtful to Caché if we were all found outside. And since we were also staying at her house.
Well, look, I understand that you all are worried about her, but at the moment, this might be the best place to keep her. Give her a little bit of whiskey, knock her out, let her just stay here, and I lock the door. She's safe, and once this is all done and dusted, then we can bring her somewhere.
Yes. I can
But-
set a little magical tripwire if anyone comes in then. If you're not going to be here, that is.
Well, no, I'm going with you. Because I'm...
Okay, of course. Well, in that case, yes, I'll set a little tripwire.
Little tripwire would be good, but does anybody have anything to just knock her out?
I suddenly start loading a bullet into my new gun.
Unfortunately, we don't
Caché.
really have anything to knock someone else.
I have a paralytic agent. Should I say holding up my gun?
You do realize you still need to shoot her for that, right?
Yeah, she won't take much damage.
Caché, I don't
Yeah,
think it's just you're firing a gun inside an office.
I think more mundane means might be better.
I don't know if I trust either of the women in this party, to be honest, like with the kind of subtlety that you two are showing.
Okay,
Revenant's just gonna walk over to her, then open the bottle of whiskey, hold her head back, and just start pouring whiskey down her throat.
That'll knock someone unconscious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does a natural 20 hit you? I'm assuming it does. So this is 22.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Well, she rolled
You're
real
just gonna
low.
punch him through the whiskey bar.
No. You only take 4 points of damage, slashing damage, as you kind of approach and you kind of tip the woman's head back and you start pouring down the whiskey. You notice that the arm kind of begins to twitch and then just lashes out and just claws you across the shoulder and then kind of seems to twitch and go back quiet. But she
as the slap happens, I fire one of my paralysis bullets. at her
Good
foot.
God! So you're drowning this woman in whiskey, and you're also gonna fire the paralytic bullet at her.
No,
But now
actually,
she,
I
now
won't.
she won't feel the bullet.
Actually,
She won't feel the
actually,
bullet,
what-
so yeah.
Actually, one question before I do this: would I have syringes in my medical pack?
I mean, yeah,
Probably.
fuck it, I'd say so, yeah.
Okay, if that's the case, I will open the vial in the bullet, see if there's
Okay.
any way I can pop it off, put it into a syringe, and inject her with it.
Okay, so while
So I'm
Rev
not
is
shooting her.
pouring alcohol down a
But wait,
mentally
be sure.
traumatized woman, you are then going to stick a paralytic into her bloodstream. She will freeze up. What's the con save? She'll make it very much a
14.
disadvantage. That's a 14.
I want to say this seems like a terrible idea.
She will, no.
Yes, it would
No.
be much better if we just brought her to a nearby medical
She has a-
facility.
A
It
3.
would also be kinder to just hit her with the blunt end of a gun and knock her unconscious that way.
I tend to agree
not?
with him, to be honest.
I mean,
but
why are we paralyzing? She's terrified. She's in a place she doesn't know. Someone's replaced her arm.
If
Yes,
she drinks
she
enough
definitely needs help.
whiskey, she'll fall asleep, and when she wakes up, she won't want to move.
Giving her a hangover is not really useful for restraint, but also, she doesn't need drink. She needs help. Medical
just-
help.
Currently, she is paralyzed,
Oh, fuck.
and is just currently sitting and looking wide-eyed, basically. And then eyes start to get kind of sleepy, and slowly just kind of starts to fade off.
See?
We should probably
It
check her
worked
pulse.
out.
I'm gonna check that he's, unconscious and not dead.
Medicine check. Dixon is just like, oh god.
That's good. That is a dirty 20.
30-20, okay. You do feel a pulse. It's faint, but yeah, you do feel a pulse. Dixon kind of pushes aside, not shoulder checks, but a little bit of you, Fenris, as gets over there and kind of puts a blanket over her, kind of wipes her forehead again, just kind of keep the hair out of her face, and kind of lays her down so she's comfortable, and just kind of turns to the rest of you. Okay, are we ready to go?
I'm going to set that alarm. I'll be a few minutes.
Fantastic.
Yes, if we're not bringing her to a proper facility, and sure, we can go and just leave her here. Not my first choice.
I do recommend, look, what we're gonna kind of be doing, we should probably do closer to nightfall, which is only an hour or so
Yes.
away.
I agree.
Nightfall where all the screams are happening.
Well, it would be easier to sneak in, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let Humphrey know, just so he's not, doesn't go looking for me.
Right, yeah.
Tell Humphrey.
Let your partner
Hold
know.
tight.
You get a
Okay.
sense of why.
Uh,
Weren't you
The
coming
detective.
for me?
The detective says it's a good idea for us to wait, then we can come and, it'll be safer then.
What's a detective?
Inspector. Someone who finds things out.
You get a sense of understanding. But also, you sense a bit of fear.
We're all afraid, Humphrey.
Jesus.
Oh my god. Really?
Okay.
Poor tortured soul.
Okay. I'm gonna go see if there are any other blankets or pillows or anything around.
Yeah, I mean, like, as you're kind of, like, glancing around, getting a sense of things, Fenris, you actually see that it kind of looks like Dixon
Doubles
might-
as a bedroom, I think.
Yeah, you get the sense of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to wrap her up so she's comfortable.
Yeah,
But
Dixon's
is there a
got her
way-
pretty wrapped up and comfy, too, but you can kind of
Yeah.
shove your way
But
in there,
is
too, if you
there-
want.
Is there a way I can wrap up the arm to gently restrain it so it doesn't let out and slap anyone else while keeping her comfortable?
In the blankets, I mean, probably not, but if you want to tie it down, you could.
Yeah, I would rather kind of not tie anything up.
I mean, you can wrap it up in blankets and, like, leave it next to her, and...
Yeah, I think I'll wrap it up as well so she doesn't have to look at it.
Okay. Okay.
She wakes up
Do so.
and make sure she's comfortable.
I mean, as comfortable as drunk and paralyzed she can be.
Yeah. Pity we can't just, bring her to a hospital.
It's not the best idea. At
Yeah,
least
okay.
I do think our inspector is right that
Detective,
further away.
detective, not inspector.
Detective.
Thank you.
is right in the terms that we shouldn't have her anywhere local.
Well, the
I-
city far better than I.
Yeah, I
think she would
understand
be-
your concern, but this is, as has been said, a very dangerous city.
Yes, I'm sure she would be safe in Temple Lunera. Unfortunately, bringing her there and then coming back would be a bit risky. Unless, of course, we can do it quietly.
The best thing we can do for her is figure out who is responsible for all of this and stop them.
Yes, the best thing we can do for her is not leave her alone. Right now.
Choice we have. If you want to stay,
What?
that is fine.
I'm not going to stay. I want to bring her somewhere safer. Well, she won't be alone, and someone would help her if she tries anything.
And unless you're willing to leave the city right now, that's not an option.
Well, how long does it take to get to that temple?
Temple's on the other side of the city. Like, you got to go the other side of the city and then out the gate and then down the way and over by the water. It's
We discussed
Yes,
it.
I'm aware of how traveling works.
But we can't leave the city. This is why we're leaving her here in the meantime.
yeah.
Caché,
Yes.
would you consider the Narrow Wheel Tavern outside the city?
I have to do the map again, but I think it is
Yes.
technically outside the city.
It is, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I would, yeah.
Never mind.
The only other option is my house. Closer.
That's also a bit far away.
Well, see, the thing about my alarm is I can set it up and anywhere within a mile, I'll get a little bell in my head if anyone crosses the line.
Office is,
But I'm-
is a little less than a mile away, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Caché's house is further than a mile.
Yes.
Yes. So I think this is a prime location.
Look, nobody really comes around here unless they want something, but they always knock, so I have nothing in here to steal, so she's good and safe here for now. And we won't be too long. You all look quite capable, so...
Alright, fine. I'm not going to be very happy about leaving her alone.
I turn to Revenant. Do you think baby Fran might wait for her?
Nope.
I guess not then.
You get the... I'm not leaving, Revenant.
Nope. Fran will not stay by herself.
That is...
Humphrey may have, but
He doesn't do it by
Humphrey's
choice.
not an option now. Very well, let's wait for a bit of cover and then we can get busy.
Alright. Kind of goes around to his desk and kicks another one of the drawers closed, kind of shuffles some of the papers around it, and though you guys have seen, Dixon drink 3 glasses, they were small, he doesn't seem bothered or changed or anything like that. Like, he still seems very aware of what's going on around him, and kind of fixes up the place a bit. Yeah, go ahead.
Spend the next hour or so just like ritually casting alarm on any like window or door.
Yeah, of course you can. There's one window and one door.
Perfect. One window, one door.
However, there's one thing you do notice that's odd.
Mm-hmm.
As you were kind of going around the place and checking the windows and doors, one thing you do notice is as you were walking, the rug that's on the floor, one of the corners is pulled back, and you actually do see what it looks like a trap door, like the corner of a trap door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll also, in that case, ritually cast it in a 20-foot cube around the table.
Okay. If you did a 20-foot cube, you could definitely fit like the whole entire room.
But I want to get like multiple ones, so I want to get like, you know,
Okay.
if they're coming into the office
Got
or if they're like in the immediate vicinity of herself.
Perfect. Okay.
And I will designate Party and the detective as not setting off the alarm. But if she leaves or passes or anyone else,
Brilliant.
I get a thing in my head.
Cool. I will make a note of that.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay.
We're gonna wait an hour. I'm just gonna go into the corner with get kind of meditative pose with Silverlight across my lap.
Okay.
Just try to meditate and communicate with Silverlight.
Okay.
A quiet corner, but does this count as a short rest?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe.
If you guys want to take a short rest,
Well, no.
you can.
I don't think I would be able to if I was ritual casting.
If
several
you're
times.
ritually casting, probably not. But
yeah, no, that's no problem.
Okay.
I would like to come around beside Dixon
Okay.
and pour a glass of whiskey,
All right.
and then in Orcish, just say, "What do you stand to gain from all this?"
Takes the glass. Oddly enough, doesn't drink it though, but kind of swirls it in his hand. It's just a job.
I'm not sure if I believe that. You seem very invested for just a job.
Well, despite you having that mask, you seem to be, aware of certain things, but sure, there might be more going on, but it's not like I'm going to tell you. I have my reasons. Satisfied?
No, not really.
Alright.
I would like to know your motives. I know most of their motives. It would help me trust you a bit more if I knew a little bit.
Well, that's the funny thing. Trust is something that I don't much care about. I just want to get the job done and move on.
It would be easier to get the job done if we all knew exactly what our roles were.
and roll a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Well,
12. Okay. You do notice again that he's just continues to just kind of like gently swirl the glass. He's not drinking it anymore. He's seeming to kind of focus in on what's going on. And well, my roll is the accent's gone suddenly. Hang on one second. Let me get it back. My role in all this is to help get you guys inside, and I'll help us get around the place, and we'll figure out what the fuck's going on. Pretty simple after that.
Yes, but why? People don't just help people unless they stand to gain from it.
Unless they're stupid. Downs the drink.
Yes, that I will agree with. Most definitely.
Yeah.
So what is it you stand to gain? Favor with his mob family?
No, I don't need no favor.
Maybe you owe them? And you're looking to get out of a debt?
Roll another persuasion check.
It's a natural 20. That's my third natural 20 tonight. I fucking love this dice.
Good, get it out now.
Yeah. I'm not rolling another dice for the rest of the night, by the way. Done.
I don't need no favors, and I don't need any mob family looking after me or anything. Kid doesn't know what he's doing. And he might be stupid, but he has a good heart, so I don't want to leave him in whatever fucked up place that is. And yeah, I like helping people. What of it?
I wanted to insight him on that.
Okay.
100% I want to insight that.
Go ahead, insight check him.
Well, I rolled a 5, but with my trait, it can't be less than an 8, so 8 plus 9 is 17.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's uncomfortable with the amount of questions that you're asking. Oh, I'm still in the accent. Hang on. Sorry. He's uncomfortable with the amount of questions that you're asking him. But Caché, did you mention what the heart meant?
I would have, yes.
Okay. Revenant, you then know, like, with that medal and stuff, that is usually only given to people for, like, one of the highest, like, awards for exceptional service during the war. But again, it's not a military ranking, it's like civilians. Like, so you're getting the sense from this individual, as a detective, he's good at what he does and he likes what he does. However, with that insight roll, there definitely is something to do with the family, but you don't get the sense that it's like favor, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It's a long vested interest, it seems.
Okay. I'll look at him. Oh, okay. Just you.
Satisfied?
For now.
Thank God. All right.
I will be keeping an eye on you.
Well, good, son, because I plan to keep an eye on you as well.
Yes, I don't really trust law enforcement much. Comes with the job, I suppose.
Neither do I, really, so guess we share that.
And what of the rest of my comrades here? What do you make of them?
I mean, they're an odd bunch, I'll be honest.
Yeah, well, don't need to tell me.
We're speaking in Orcish, so you have no idea what we're saying.
Yep. Nobody has a clue.
We're just speaking in Orcish.
I do.
Oh! Uh-oh. All right.
I speak Orcish.
Okay.
But they don't know that.
Nope, no one knows that, so they're speaking.
Nope.
So they're speaking.
Don't know that.
It kind of looks over everybody. Well, this one doesn't talk very much. Points at Gizmo. Sorry, Gizmo.
Usually
Well,
he's
he's been
quite
talking, we
talkative.
just can't hear him.
He's
His microphone's broken.
He's staring at all of the gear on her, just going, what?
He gets lost in his work sometimes.
Yeah, he's one of those.
He's very creative.
intellectual types. It seems.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, I don't judge a crew. You guys all seem to. Can I be honest? You all seem a bit
Yes.
disjointed. Like you don't quite trust each other, but.
Well, as I said, we were thrust upon each other.
Hmm.
We were not travel companions. We were just passengers on a ship when that incident happened, and we happened to be the ones that solved it.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
A rumor has it that individual who carried out that murder escaped. I mean, the constabulary and military like to say that they were taken care of, removed from any future wrongdoings, but... Well, as I've already said, I don't trust either of them, so... Did they escape?
I glance around the room with the rest of them, especially Caché. I'll turn back and go. They ran, but I'm fairly certain they didn't survive the fall. Better to kill yourself than betray your order, I suppose.
Amazing what fanatics will do to keep their mission, I guess.
Hmm.
What's your name,
Well,
by the way?
You can call me Revenant.
Of course it's Revenant. That actually suits. Dixon.
It's a pleasure, Dixon. Sorry for throwing all your papers on the ground.
It doesn't bother me much. Needed a reason to clean the place anyway, so.
Yeah.
But he switches over to common. Y'all ready to head out?
I think I'm just about ready here.
Just cleaning my gun. I'm ready.
Right. Kind of puts on his overcoat and his fedora, and Caché, you do see the. Where are your guns actually? Are they on your? Do you have your holsters on your hips?
I would in my military uniform. I have them in my hips. To be more concealed in my streets.
Street getup. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
The
do.
civvies.
Yeah. So
Civvies.
as Dixon's putting on his overcoat, you do see that he's got the holsters underneath his arm. So he's got a lovely looking pistol.
Does it look as nice as the one in Lock and Loaded?
It doesn't look arcane in nature, so
Okay.
Yeah.
But it looks nice.
it looks nice. It looks quite well cared for.
Mm.
You see kind of a few extra little bits too. He kind of grabs a few small bits, puts it in his pockets. You see actually Revenant, because he's just next to you. He doesn't even try to hide it. He just puts his boot up, starts to relace the boots, and checks the spring-loaded dagger in his boot. That kind of comes out, and he kind of pushes it back in, and it's just he's got some tricks.
Mm. Oh, it's not the first time I've seen a knife in a boot.
Caché does not look.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just kind of look at you, Revenant, and go,
Those things can be dangerous.
You wonder why I have it? Some ruffians about this city.
You wouldn't want it to go off by accident when you were leaning over to, tie your shoelace or something.
It's not that long, so I'm not that worried. But anyway, let's Let's get this party started.
We should leave. We're wasting time.
Okay. So,
As we're leaving, though, I'll just tap Caché on the shoulder and just say, "Are you really sure there's nowhere better to leave out?"
Not safely.
Alright. Don't we feel like we're doing a good thing for her, just shoving her into a room and forgetting about him?
We're not forgetting about her. We're trying to help her. We need more information. This is the best for now. I know it's hard, but we've got to make this decision for her best.
Alright. I'll go along with it, but I'm still not happy about it.
It'll work out, I promise.
Look,
Put
if
my hand
anything-
on her shoulder.
I'll watch you back. Just need to make this go quick.
Oh yeah, we won't leave her here for long.
And follow out.
okay. Al, your alarms are set. Everything is set and ready to go. You've got all the dingers in your head, so this place is locked down tight. You watch as you all come out. Dixon closes the door, places a toothpick near a place in kind of like higher up. And you also watch him take out a it's not a coin like money coin, but it is kind of a circular like metal object, and he sticks it at the lower part of the door. Obviously just doing his own little tricks to make sure stuff's not going into his office. Turns back to the rest of you. Well, shall we?
Oh,
Very good.
My Humphrey is waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll message Humphrey and say we're on the way.
You get a sense of I'm not safe.
Ah, shit.
And
well,
as you leave this space, Al, sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was just going to say to everyone, could we possibly, go as quickly as possible? Sort
Why would you like me to carry you?
No, Humphrey might be in danger.
Revenant's gonna take off. Just
follow.
run. Just gotta fucking run.
You don't even know where the rest of her is.
Right? Running!
Yes,
It's the other way!
Turn around and run the other way.
I'll try catch up at Revenant to try and guide the right way.
Okay. I'd say Revenant takes off, Caché takes off, Al kind of starts to slowly fall behind. Dixon also kind of like puts his arm on the back of you, Al, and kind of go, come on, and starts kind of helping you forward. And Fenris, as you step forward to follow them, you get a shiver down your spine as you're leaving the door. And a voice enters your head. Hunger. And that's where we'll end tonight.
Oh shit.
Very good.
Nice.
We have a
Good stuff.
shorter session this
Humphrey.
evening. Humphrey!
No.
I was
Oh,
waiting.
no.
I was like, are we looking for Humphrey? We're not looking for Humphrey. All right.
Why is it that Revenant seems to be the only person in the party that actually cares about Humphrey?
You're
It's
not.
always like,
You're
"Where's
not.
Humphrey?"
I also care about Humphrey. I had a conversation with Al about how he treated
Yeah.
Humphrey.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like-
I've verbally...
Did you notice that Humphrey was missing?
treatment.
Did anyone else notice that Humphrey wasn't in the room when we got there?
I was with you the entire time, so
Yeah.
Yeah, did anyone else notice? No.
No.
Well then,
No, my
no one
attention
cares
was
about
on
Humphrey.
My attention was on the screaming woman, and also the 3 busybodies who wanted to get into our business.
I love how you say that like it's their fault when they're trying to help someone who is screaming in your arms.
There's a woman being dragged down the street by 3 men, and you're like, look at these busybodies.
No.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
you
yeah.
say they're in the wrong when these guys are like...
There's a woman being dragged down the street by a machine, a woman with a large sword on her back, and Al.
Fine.
Except Al.
it's like some sort of rich
No,
ringleader.
I was the one talking to him, and he's the least threatening of all of us.
Oh, God. But thank you so much for joining us this evening, and we will see you in the next episode.